How do you express thanks to somebody who saved you? Saved a relationship that you had? Especially if you've never met the person in your life. Hey guys, Gurkwak here, and I have a message that I have to put together. And if this gets no likes, or if this gets no views, okay, I'll take that. But if by some chance somebody watches this, please help me to pass it along to the proper people. I'm going to tag them in my Instagram because I have them all on my Instagram. I don't know if they're going to see it, but I hope they do. I have to say thank you to a few voice actors out there and a few actual actors. And I don't have any prep paper in front of me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm probably going to stumble on my words. My son, I've said in past videos, my son has autism. He's on the Asperger's spectrum, which is not that bad. It's not like a horrible, condition. It just makes it so that way he has a hard time in social interactions. If I take him somewhere where there's a large group, yeah, he probably will shut down. Now that doesn't mean he just drops to the floor crying, but he kind of closes himself off from the world. If things get really loud or really noisy, chaotic, he doesn't listen to anything. He just kind of is. He just kind of, his brain just kind of shuts off for a bit. And he was like this, and it was really tough for him as he grew up. When he was really little, I'd say about 2 years old, he stopped talking for almost 6 months. Like, he had started talking and everything, saying his words, and then around the age of, I say, 2.5, he just stopped talking. And his younger sister, who was like 18 months learning to speak, she would talk for him, say what he was looking for, what he was needing. Normally that's the other way around. The older sibling says what the younger one needs, so the younger one delays. But no, he just went into this bubble, and we couldn't reach him, no matter how much we tried. He was there. He did things. He played, laughed, joked, talked even, on when he felt he needed to. But we couldn't reach him. My son, part of his issues is he has a lot of anxieties. And I know it's hard to say that a 2-year-old has anxieties, but with that, he never slept. He'd wake up at about 5 o'clock in the morning every morning. And I got used to getting up with him. And we'd get up, we'd go in the living room, and I knew that Cartoon Network, at least used to, when I was in high school, it used to play some of the older cartoons that I loved growing up in the morning. Transformers, the original Gen 1 Transformers, Captain Planet, it played through a lot of the old shows like that. And he sits down and he sees these characters where he's watching them. There's these robots that aren't from this world, very analytical creatures who are trying to learn what an emotion is, trying to learn how people interact with each other. And that's exactly what he's going through. So when Rescue Bots came out, that was everything to him. Mr. Bloom, Steve Bloom, I have to say thank you. Excuse me. I have to say thank you. your portrayal of Heatwave on Rescue Bots. Maurice LaMarche, your Chief Burns. Guys, you have no idea how much those two characters mean to me. Chief Burns trying to connect with the robots, with the Autobots, to teach them how to interact with people in our world. And they just don't get it a lot of the time. But that's okay. That's okay. They develop this relationship over time. My son is an amazing kid. He loves everything. Dinosaurs, robots. Well, those are really his things, but he's an engineer. He's 9 years old now. He has seen every incarnation of Transformers with an exception of Prime, just because we didn't let him watch it. He loves it. Okay? Big Bang Theory. Mr. Peterson, I think your name is. I'm sorry, I don't have any prep papers in front of me. The gentleman who plays Sheldon. Connor realizes that he's like that. That there are actual people like him. He realized that through you. Your portrayal of Sheldon as a quirky, smart man who's very accomplished, who just has some problems with social things. Still loves your geek stuff, you know. Bones. What is her name? I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on your name. I can't remember offhand. Again, like I said, I don't have my prep paper. This is kind of at a whim. The actress who plays Temperance Brunner. Again, I apologize for lack of name. Your portrayal of a woman who is, to anybody on in the world who is dealing with these disabilities, we know she has autism. She's an Asperger's kid. But they never once mentioned it on the show. And that's good, because it's not the diagnosis that matters. It's just a quirk of them. Mr. Paulson, Rob Paulson, on one of your podcasts back, probably about 2 years ago, you had a question from somebody in the audience who said, Mr. Paulson, her first part of her question was, Mr. Paulson, I have autism. And your answer to her was, that's nice, I have gray hair. And that was the best response you could have given. Not belittling it, not making it minor, not, being, oh, good for you. Like, you're not making it a huge, accomplishment. Because it's just part of their life. They never knew anything different. Yeah, you had a little bit harder time learning to cope with things. But they didn't know anything different. They've always been like that. It's not like something occurred and all of a sudden you're disabled. And it, like as you said, this job, the voice acting, it's whether you either can do it or you can't do it. And whether or not you have a disability, that doesn't matter. It's your voice that matters. It's not your voice and your acting skills. So if you have a disability or not, what does it matter? But you know what? Those responses and the way you guys portray the disabled community, I say thank you. All you actors who portrayed these, as I've said here, have given me my son. He knows that there's things that he can do in the world. He's learned how to cope with the world through your characters. And I just have to say thank you. Now, this isn't one of my normal podcast type videos, but thank you guys. Like I said, I don't know if any of you will ever see this, but I have to say it. I owe you all way more than I could ever express. And if you're ever in the area, look me up. Shoot me a message. There'll be steak on the grill and a beer in my hand. If ever you guys are up here in Massachusetts again, please let me treat you. Have a great day.